I'm an open book and I'll answer anything. So it's just my opinion. I know like most liberals wouldn't even agree with my stance. Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, I'm in.
Oh, pretty good. How you doing?
Okay. Yeah, I've been just listening to the last couple of times you're on, and I see that you're a raging atheist.
Sometimes.
How is atheism coherent?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Go say that again.
I said, how is atheism coherent?
How is it coherent?
Yeah. Is your atheism the denial of the existence of God or a lack of belief?
My atheism is let me find the words. My atheism is more of an anti-theism. I don't discount the notion or the possibility of a creator being or entity or universal mind. I don't pretend to know. I'm not going to discount that possibility. I think that it's one of the lesser of the possibilities. I get in trouble when I spout these possibilities, but I just to give an example, because I don't believe this is what happened either. I don't pretend to know what happened. But I would tend to believe more that the gods were actual physical beings from other worlds, because now we understand that space is part of the universe and that there's too many worlds out there to count, and that when something comes from the heavens, that now we have words for that. Back then they didn't. So if the gods are real, I would think that they're more biological creatures that took advantage of an ignorant race that they came across. So
do you lack belief that there is an eternal, absolute creator God who creates and sustains everything?
I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't have any of the apps installed yet that I should have to be able to turn you up.
I turned my sensitivity up. Is that better?
Oh yeah, that's a lot better. So yeah, will you repeat that?
Yeah. Do you lack belief that there's an absolute eternal God who is the creator and sustainer of all things? Do you lack belief in that?
No, I don't. I tend to believe evolution. I'm sorry?
If you call yourself an atheism usually denotes either the denial of the existence of a creator God or the lack of belief in God.
Oh no, that's and this is a common misconception that believers have about atheists. No, you can be atheist and still believe in a God. You can be an agnostic atheist, you can be a Gnostic atheist. It's different. I think that I fall somewhat in the middle of both.
The standard definition of atheism is either the denial.
Just 1 second, I might have somebody knocking real quick. Let me check. No, all right. Yeah.
Standard usages of atheism in the reference works. Okay.
Well, I do not believe in a God. I'm going to put that out there. I think that I believe in possibilities. I'm not going to deny a possibility. Now, the only reason I even acknowledge the possibility of a God is because for 10,000 years, people have put that possibility forward. If I had never heard of that possibility before, then it wouldn't be a possibility that is in my stratosphere of understanding. So I wouldn't have that possibility in my brain. I don't believe it. I believe in evolution. But
I'm not asking you about biological origin. I'm asking you the proposition that an eternal creator God exists. Is that proposition true, false, or do you hold?
I can't honestly answer that question. I don't think anybody can honestly answer that question, and not if they're being honest. And
listen, you will either you will have a belief in God or you will not.
So no, that's the thing I fight against. See, Christians like to have these absolutes, and that's just not the case. I'm not going to pretend to know what happened when I wasn't alive. I've only been alive for 41 years. I can only know for sure what I've seen, what I've experienced. So
I stated either you will have a belief in God or you will not have a belief in God. There's not a third option.
Sure, there is. There's a belief in. I can believe in little space gnomes.
No,
They're
you're
not.
not.
They're not gods, but they go around and they fucking create shit. You know, like I could believe in magical unicorns that fly across the each individual galaxy,
You're not
spitting off fairy dust.
You know what the laws of logic are?
Do I know what the laws of magic are?
Logic.
Logic.
Okay? Yeah, the laws of logic are A cannot equal not A, and the law of excluded middle is something is either A or it's not A. Either something exists or something does not exist. There's no middle ground. You understand that?
No, I don't. I think there's plenty of middle ground.
No, you're not.
I think this is something that Christians try to put forward.
I'm not trying to be rude, nor am I trying to give you a hard time. You're just simply not understanding.
I am understanding. You're saying that there is either is or there isn't, and there's no middle ground. And I'm completely understanding you, and I'm saying that that's bullshit.
Okay, if you're going to say that, then you have to give a third alternative. So I'll ask the question.
I already did. Magical unicorns. They're not gods.
Listen, you're not listening.
No, you're not listening. I gave you an example. Magical unicorns flying across the fucking universe is a different example of a different possibility. It could have been aliens. I mean, do you believe in an alien god?
Listen, you're talking past me. We're not having a conversation here.
Well, no, we're not, because you're saying a bunch of bullshit. I mean,
listen, dude, listen. I'm trying to have a conversation here. You're not having a conversation with me.
You're giving me the same absolutes Matt Powell gave me. That's what you're doing.
I'm trying to explain something to you that you don't understand.
Please explain.
Okay, good. Explain to me what the law of excluded middle is. What is it?
The law of exclusion?
What is the law of excluded middle?
Fuck if I know, dude. Have I ever said that I'm anything?
I know what it is. I'm trying to explain it to you.
Well, explain.
Good. Well, when I'm trying to explain it to you and how it applies to the existence of God, you're just arguing with me you don't understand. The law of excluded middle states that something is either A or it is not A. There is no, the middle is excluded. That's why in logic it's called the law of excluded middle. There is no middle. Either something is A or it is not A.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, all right. So let's say that this is something real that you're talking about. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah,
I have to call bullshit. Who is this law from?
Okay, the law of excluded middle is widely accepted, with few exceptions, within the field of philosophy and logic. If you take any course, 101 course,
I've never taken philosophy or logic.
There are three fundamental laws of logic that everyone employs in reasoning. The first one is the law of identity.
Yeah.
Listen.
I'm sorry. I'm responding to somebody in the comments. Go ahead.
Okay. The law of identity is something is what it is. A equals A. The second law is the law of non-contradiction. A cannot equal or coexist with not A. Okay? Now, the third one is called the law of excluded middle. Something is either A or it is not A. There's no middle ground. Now, if I say to you something is either A or B, you could say, well, it could be C, and that would be reasonable. But if I said to you something is either A or not A, you don't have the option of choosing a third alternative, because if you say it's B, C, D, or E, then those fit under the category of not A.
All right, so take all those laws and shove them up your ass, because I don't give a fuck about them.
Okay, so
I just gave you another fucking.
You're not
I gave you plenty of fucking examples. I mean, you want to put me in a box of saying that there's either a God or there isn't. If I'm going to be put in that box, I'm going to tell you that there isn't. There's no God.
Right.
There's none. Okay. And every time you pray to God, you're talking to yourself, which we have a word for that.
Okay. Do you accept the law of excluded middle?
No, I don't. Not at all.
Good.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Not at all. I think it's bullshit. If that's a fucking true law, it's a bullshit law, because there's plenty of other possibilities. You want to say that there's only these two possibilities. It's either God or it's not God, and I reject that notion.
What's the third
completely.
possibility?
I gave you one. Fucking unicorns, gnomes. It could have been aliens. It could have been a fucking number of reasons. It could have been human beings respawning. It could have been anything. It could have been fucking what Hawking said. It could be what Dawkins says. It could be what your fucking Christian faith says. That possibility is one of the least.
Here? Listen, what you just described all fits within the not God category.
So what? Of course I did. You're saying that there's only God or not God, and I'm telling you that's bullshit. So of course I gave you in the not God category. That's the point of the argument.
Listen, you're not listening. You're talking past me.
You're not listening, and I could give a shit. I'm getting ready for a football game, dog.
What you're doing is you're just simply being argumentative, and you're not having a conversation with me.
No, now, you came in here trying to tell me how to dictate what I think, and I'm calling you on your bullshit, because there's no absolutes. The absolutes you're trying to pretend.
This is 101 logic. This is 101 logic.
That's the same thing Matt Powell says. I know how to logic. My father taught me the logic. You know what? I reject your logic.
Listen, you're not having a conversation with me. You're just talking past me.
You came here with your questions, and I'm being truthful with you. You're coming at me with a bunch of bullshit.
You're not conversing with me. You're just talking past me.
This is a dialogue right here.
I'm trying to explain to you.
You explain to me nothing. I mean, come with a different argument, because we are right. You're right. Excuse me.
Every time I try to explain it to you, you're over talking.
We're talking past each other on this point, so let's move on to another.
You're wasting my time. See, every time I try to converse with you, you start over talking me, which is a sign.
You're not going to convince me of your argument, dude. It's not going to happen. I mean, I'm enjoying the conversation.
In other words,
I'm glad you came on.
Because you didn't even know what the law of excluded middle.
I don't give a fuck what the law is. I'm telling you right now, I don't give a fuck what the law is.
Okay, so all you're simply doing right now is I'm attempting to converse with you, right? And all you're simply doing is being belligerent back. You're not conversing with me.
I am conversing with you. I'm trying to tell you to fuck your law and move on to a different question.
Okay, what you're not understanding is you use the law of excluded middle every day of your life.
Do you understand what a conversation is?
Yeah, I do, and you don't.
Or I mean, I'm just saying, because we're having a conversation. Now, I'm not going to allow you to come in here and dictate me. You're
not having a conversation.
Not.
You're not having a conversation. You've been talking over me the whole time.
Go ahead.
So we're not having a conversation.
Feel free to say whatever you want to say.
You see, what you're not aware of is that you employ the law of excluded middle all the time, but you just don't know it by that name. Something is either what it is or it is not. Now, explain to me how something can be other than what it is or is not. Explain that.
I'm not saying that it is. I don't understand your argument. I've never said that God isn't God. I'm saying that God isn't the only possibility.
Listen, dude, you're not listening to me.
You're not fucking. I mean, you know what? You're not listening. But go ahead.
No, actually, I am listening to you. It's just that the whole time I've been on, with rare exceptions, you've just been belligerent and over-talking me. You refuse to even learn a little bit. Okay? I'm not condemning you, but I'm going to tell you straightforward, you're simply being rude and obnoxious. You are not conversing.
You came on to the Raging Atheist. What the fuck do you expect?
The law of excluded middle, it follows from the law of identity and non-contradiction. Something is what it is. It cannot equal its negation. A cannot equal not A. And something is either A or it is not A.
So when did I say God was the unicorn?
All right, let me explain something to you. If I say the word apple to you, either the object on the counter is an apple or it's not an apple.
I agree.
Now listen, okay, hold on a second. Well, you've now contradicted yourself because I just quoted you. Listen to me. Why don't you be a little bit less belligerent
No,
Now,
I am who I am. I'm going to be who I am. You came here.
Okay, it's pointless talking with you because every time I try to explain something to you, you start over talking me.
No, actually, I was letting you speak, and then you talk about how I'm over talking you.
If I have an apple on the counter, and I point to that object, and I say to you, either that is an apple or it is not an apple. Do you agree with that?
I already said I did. Yes, that's an apple.
Okay. No. I said, do you agree that that object is either apple or it is not an apple?
It's a fucking apple.
You're not understanding the question.
I am understanding the question. It's a stupid fucking question.
You're doing YouTube videos. I'm explaining to you basic concepts of logic, and you're just simply being belligerent toward me.
You're speaking Christian to me right now. That's all you're doing.
Now, suppose the object on the counter. Suppose the object on the counter is an orange, and I walk up to you and I say, "That is an apple," and you say, "No, it is not an apple." And I said, suppose the orange. I say, "That is an apple," and you say, "No, it is not an apple." Right? Would that be correct?
I would say it's an apple.
No, I said an orange on the counter.
No, yeah, all right, yes, all right. So I missed that part. So yes, if it's an orange on the counter, and you're saying it's an apple, I would say it's not an apple. Yes.
No, it's not an apple.
Yep.
Would you be correct?
Yep.
Okay. Is there another option other than it being an apple or not an apple?
Nope. Not in my opinion.
Okay. Now I'm going to explain something to you. I'm not trying to be critical. But what you have just agreed with contradicted your previous position because listen, I'm trying to explain it to you. You just agreed in principle to the law of excluded middle. I just explained it to you with the apple and the orange. But previously, when I explained to you the law of excluded middle, you rejected it. So earlier you rejected it, now you accept it. You see the problem?
No, see, what you're not understanding is I never said that God is not God.
I'm not talking about God. I'm not talking about God right now. I'm talking about the law of excluded middle.
And I already told you to take that law and shove it up your ass. Please do this for me. All right. So, I'm looking at my chat, and there's a good point here. How do you prove that God did it? What's your proof of it?
All right, sir. We're not talking about God right now. We haven't finished discussing the law of excluded middle. Now,
I let you come on here, but I let you fucking speak, dude. So shut the fuck up for a minute. Shut the fuck up for a minute.
Listen, if you don't stop, I'll just leave it.
Oh my fucking God, you're gonna make me kick you out of here. So shut up.
You can kick me out. I don't care. I'll leave anyway.
Shut up for a minute. Shut up.
Good. I'll shut up, and then when it's my turn, you shut up.
Shut up. Listen to me. I never said that God is not God. You're trying to say that's what I said, and I never said that. What you are saying makes no fucking sense. So if you want to come with a good, honest conversation, you're more than willing to come with that. But this right now is bullshit. Prove your God is the one that did it, and stop giving me A plus B or whatever the fuck you're giving me. Prove your God did it. Prove me wrong, or shut up. And why am I raging? I'm raging because I'm the fucking raging atheist, dude. I mean, he came here. He came here.
Yeah, I'm glad this is live for everybody to see.
What the fuck ever, dude? This is fucking hilarious.
Now, before we can discuss God or anything else, you have to understand that there are certain rules of thinking, and those are called the laws of life.
So, this is really going over.
So you're going to talk me again?
If you want to talk about something else, you can just get the fuck out of here, man.
Okay, listen, you are one of the stupidest atheists I have ever spoken to.
All right, so let's talk about that. Why? Because I don't accept your bullshit reasoning.
You are not among the stupidest atheists I talked to. You, sir, are the most stupid atheist that I've ever spoken to.
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
I'm just curious, so I can have an understanding of your mindset. have you ever had a frontal lobe injury? Because I'm just wondering.
I played football.
I'm just wondering what explains your stupidity. Because it's like talking with a drug-crazed animal. Because you don't know how to converse. You know, the whole time I've been on here trying to have a conversation with you.
I have no interest in this conversation. It's stupid.
All right, listen, I'm done. There's no talking to stuck on stupid.
Yeah, you're right about that. I'm trying to figure out how to kick this motherfucker out.
Stupid atheist I've ever spoken to.
I've never actually had to kick somebody out before, so you know, keep going on, dude. You're fine. Anybody know how to kick a motherfucker out? Is he gone? All right, he's gone. Yeah, that went nowhere, dude. Like, fucking, can you understand what I mean, chat, and I know Mr. Muhammad, you seem to be on this dude's side. Do you even understand what he was fucking saying, man? I mean, yeah, maybe you're not. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, man. That was fucking, I think that was awesome. Yeah, he left out. I gotta really be prepared for that next time, because I'm sitting here clicking all these buttons like, how the fuck do I get rid of this guy? But I think it's right here.